Star Christmas party that I threw, and it was great having the guys here. And Spice Boy, the second I'm there, I was like, he whips out like a Penthouse pet quality picture.
Really?
I mean,
of
like
his girlfriend?
a professional nude photograph of his girlfriend.
Wow.
I mean, a knockout, a 10.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and
I'll send you some nudes of her.
I'm glad, Spice.
Manson, you in on this?
Well, Spice, you know what? You can screw off, though, because, I've asked for these pictures of her, and I'm not good enough, but Howard gets them in me.
I haven't seen these.
And I'm your direct supervisor, Spice.
Well.
Go ahead and be a dick. I'll see how that
Bob, I want to ask you a question, because you've alluded to this. If I wasn't a married man, and I said to you, I need to sleep with Heather, would you allow it?
If you promised me a job for life, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You would, in other words, like,
and you could put and you give me a little bit more money because I'm kind of getting screwed on the money deal, but absolutely.
All right.
Well, that would be worth it.
I'm sure the money could be gotten, but if that was happening.
Quite the indecent proposal.
I mean, you could just go to whoever's in charge and say,
that is a modern day indecent proposal when Robert Redford got to me.
And my wife would be cool with it. She'd be like, I'm taking one for the team here. I'm making sure.
What an understanding woman.
I'm making sure that we're going to be able to pay for our new house. You know what? And Howard, and she always has thought that you're cute.
And I wonder if Bubba's wife is as good in bed as I think she is.
Let me tell you something right now, man, and I promise you, my wife is such a freak in bed that it sometimes scares me.
And when you say freak, I know you're on terrestrial, but what do you mean freak?
Well, like, we'll make love, and then I'm done, and she goes over there with various situations and keeps going on and on and on to the point where I got to say, honey, I have to get up in a little bit.
Well, she's got to get satisfied.
Do you think she's just not satisfied?
well,
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, look, if the woman continues after you're done, that means she's not satisfied.
I'm not even bragging, but when we're done, like when I'm done, Beth's done.
Listen to me. Well, because my wife can have 27 orgasms.
Yeah, but the goal is to end things,
maybe
at the same time.
Listen to me, guys.
In other words, she just likes to keep partying on.
Yeah, she just likes to She doesn't like to have 1 or 2 parties. She likes to have 12 parties.
Will she ever work it so that, like, in other words, you're done, and then she gets you totally going again?
We've been, on the weekends we may do something like that, but certainly not on a Thursday night,
And when you say freaky, like, does she do anything?
Oh, the talk, the outfits, the role playing. I mean, like, she'll come one time walking in as a meter maid, or she'll come walking in as Dorothy Hamill. Dorothy.
Dorothy Hamill.
No, the girl.
She skates across the carpet.
See, we have ice skates into Bubba's bedroom.
She actually came in about 2 weeks ago.
Hi,
and
I'm Dorothy Hamill.
Our little Bianca dog's a Yorkshire Terrier, which is the same thing as Toto. She came in a couple weeks ago with Bianca in a basket and red ruby slippers on. And
the poor dog had to witness this act?
And I said, honey, come on, seriously.
Oh, that's so hot.
And she gets into all kinds of...
No panties when she's dressed as Dorothy, or panties and...
Just a little blue skirt, no panties. And then she'll get into these story times where she was at the mall, these guys were flirting with her, and I was like, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, she starts to tell you that guys flirt with her and they come on to her.
Yeah, I'm probably saying way too much at this juncture.
Oh, my God, that's fantastic. You see, I love dirty talk.
Yeah, my wife's a whore in the bed.
Oh my God!
Meanwhile, she's dropping the kids. She's dropping the kids off at school for Carline right now. Everybody's listening. Spice, I keep forgetting that I'm on regular radio here in Tampa as well.
So be it.
And doesn't she teach Sunday school too?
No, we kind of abandoned that.
Oh, that's over.
Well, after the preacher, after the wedding kind of deal, the preacher his loins were so crazy,
Yeah, oh my God! I never was at a wedding where the preacher was getting turned on.
See, now, the thing about it is, you guys thought we'd have some stupid ass hillbilly wedding. I thought we
great wedding.
Surprised you guys from Manhattan.
I loved it.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, well, you make it seem like people from Manhattan feel they're so sophisticated. I don't feel I'm any less hillbilly than you.
No, listen to me. Have you ever tried to deal with the Manhattan types in negotiation and how they treat us? You can't comment on that.
But you're not such a hillbilly. I mean, I've hung out with you. You're
but
more...
Bubba's saying they treat him like it.
Yeah, I mean, the management up there have this Manhattan bubble type mentality. That's why they gave Mad Dog Russo $3 million and me $500,000 because I'm not from Manhattan. Come on now, work with me. I mean,
maybe you got something there.
I mean, the bottom line is the whole entire world revolves around Manhattan, and if you're anybody outside of there, man, you ain't nothing, period.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
There's no good radio. There's nothing good that happens outside of Manhattan, and hopefully that...
Most of the best radio I've ever heard happens outside of Manhattan, quite frankly. I always thought it was pretty mediocre in Manhattan.
I got to think that you and a few others are really the only thing that's ever come out of good Manhattan radio-wise.
Well, I'll tell you what, like when Imus was a big superstar here in Manhattan, I was like, you got to be kidding me. That's the best. That's the top market in the world, and that's the best radio you can produce. I mean, there are guys in Detroit who are 50 times better than I am.
Scott Shannon, he was Z100 was out of Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
And it's not that good.
And, yeah, I mean, you were out of Manhattan. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of, but then you would dispel that rumor because you would take your Manhattan-based show and then go mop up, DeBella in Philadelphia, Kevin and Bean, and Mark and Brian in L.A. So at the end of the day, maybe Manhattan, with regards to what we do, is the end-all. Maybe I ought to move to Manhattan, but my act wouldn't work up there.
Hey, but I don't know about that. Hey, Bubba, there's a guy on my phone saying you're lying about your wife again. What does that mean? Should I pick him up?
Well, I'd like to know what he's including to.
As long as he doesn't cuss.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't cuss.
All right, well, if he does, I'll hit my button.
Then I'll hit mine, too.
All right, hold on. Hey, Chuck, curse.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, what are you saying Bubba's lying about his wife?
Let me tell you, a Yorkshire Terrier is not Toto.
Okay,
It's a Cairn Terrier. Come on.
That's the lie.
That's the lie. That's what all stems from that.
Okay.
All
So
right.
you say the whole Hogan.
I'll show you pictures, Howard, please.
I still can't get the thought of Dorothy Hamill out of my head.
Yeah.
I just
Have
love
you seen her lately?
I love that she dresses up and talks dirty, and I think dirty talk is the sexiest thing.
We'll be getting crazy, and all of a sudden I'll be like, kind of stagmented, and then she'll do Dirty Talk Willie, and I'm out of there.
Stagmented?
Yeah.
And the Dirty Talk Willie is essentially her getting hit on by guys.
Well, no, don't pigeonhole me into that, Howard. No, come on.
I like that.
I mean, that's one of them, but we got like 9 or 10 others. I know that you got the pool boy gimmick going on. I know that, the towel boy deal.
Yeah, that's where I get thrown in jail for having. I basically have sex with. I only had this once with Beth, but I still remember it. Where I was
a towel boy.
No, I was massage boy.
Right, massage boy.
She hired me for a massage in a hotel. I come in the room. I say, "Ma'am, you're very beautiful," and she asked me for sex, and I gave it to her. I said, "Please, if you tell the authorities, I'll go to jail." And then at the end of this, she told the authorities I ain't getting the prison.
At that point, does Gary come in and arrest you, or what happens?
The whole scene, but I mean, I would like that on a regular basis.
Now, I will tell you this though: I would run if a guy like you or me walked in to give somebody a massage.
What's going on with Brent? Is he still banned from your studio, or is he?
Well, he comes in on occasion. We got him in a Gary-like role.
Right.
Brent, say hi to Howard.
I don't understand that. Hey, Brent, how you doing?
Okay, how's it going?
I like when you have more of a vocal presence on the show.
Well, it's Bubba's show.
Howard, I don't know what this means, but Brent calls me Stalin. What does that mean?
So is Spice Boy now your co-host, or is Brent been pushed a little back to the side?
No, nothing's changed with regards to pecking order. Brent's still second in charge, and he's just preparing the show a little bit differently.
And then Spice Boy is more of an on-air presence.
Yeah, Spice, but he preps the show as well. We don't have the budget you do, so people have to do a lot of different things.
I multitask.
And Manson and Ned are in the studio as well. And,
all right, I just want to know what's going on over there.
Yeah, I wish I could bust Howard's balls like he busts mine, But I can't. I just don't feel comfortable yet. I wish I'd give you your present. That really sucks. It should have been there yesterday or today.
Well, it's probably at his house.
Brent, is it at Sirius or is it at the house, Brent?
It's going to his house.
Oh, okay. It's at your house then, Howard. Which house? The Hamptons house or the Park Avenue Willie?
No, it's going to Manhattan.
Park Avenue.
Park Avenue.
Park Avenue Willie. You got to put the Willie on there. Do you miss Artie not being in there?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we love Artie,
I do too.
And I'm totally freaked out by what's going on.
I've caught a lot of crap because, people ask me, why don't you tell us what's happening? Why don't you make your comments? Why don't you play the 911 call? And I'm like, because he's my friend. You know what? I can make fun of people that aren't my friends, but it's my show, and I'm not going to do that, period.
There's a 911 call on Artie?
No, there's not. But everybody's like saying, where is it at? You played the Brittany Murphy 911 call, so you must have yeah, I got the Artie one right in my back pocket, okay? And let me get it right out here for you.
I'll tell you what, I didn't play the Brittany Murphy 911 call because hearing her mother...
I did.
It made me too sad, man. It bummed me out.
I played it while I was sad, and I laughed a little bit as well. But it's money. You got to, man, Howard, don't be a pussy. Play it.
It's not a pussy. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
I didn't get that one.
You said, now listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your radio show.
I mean, listening to that mother like crying out for help. What was funny about that?
It's not funny. It's just it's something that people need to hear.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you drive by a wreck, you hope that nobody's dead, but it's a bad wreck.
Right. In other words, it's human drama.
You still watched it.
Let me ask you something. Why should 911 calls be public?
I didn't make the rules, but since they are public, let's get it crazy on them.
No, but I'm saying, what law is that? Wouldn't you want to make 911 private so people feel that it's safe to call there?
Brent, this is a smart question. Talk to Howard right now.
Brent, if I'm having a heart attack and Beth goes, wait a second, I better not call 911 because they'll play it on the radio.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you make a strong point, but also it's there to protect the innocent. We had a guy here in Tampa that was charged with a crime, and the 911 call kind of exonerates the guy.
Yeah, all right. So that's a case where you make it public, but